In this video, we show how to use the pod and rail placement software called RailPlan. And RailPlan runs inside of the wood system control or the list manager or CNC board. And the first thing we do to start off is we open a new list. And we'll go and get the part that we want to run and put it into the list. And as we look at the parts, you've got a three-dimensional view that you can see of the part, with the red being the routing and the green being the drilling, and the blue represents the edges of the part. So let's take this program here, and when we put the part in the list, then we want to draw the part and superimpose it over the machine table. And we can draw all the operations, or if we have some operations that don't go through the part, then we're not really concerned about those. Well, we can have a pod underneath an operation that doesn't go through, obviously. So we can draw only the through operations. And now you can see the panel along with the routing. Let's zoom in on it. And now all we do is move the pods and the rails to where they're away from the edge of the part and away from any machining that goes through. And what you see here in yellow, this circle represents these yellow circles here and at the back and on the side. Those are the reference pins. And the pods are drawn with two colors. The red represents the vacuum cup that's directly touching the part, and then these particular cups have a base that's shown in blue, and they're offset. So the red is what we do not want to put underneath the tool path or a drill. And the base, that's not as important as far as staying away from the tool path. So I'm putting each of the cups near the edge of the part, and then also underneath these cutouts so that the cutout doesn't just fall through. We support it with a vacuum cup. Now in this case, we're not able to get a pod underneath this small cutout. So what we can do is we'll erase this pod from the rail. And then if we want to move this one up underneath it, then we still can't move it far enough because the two bases collide. So we can take and turn this pod around 180 degrees, and to do that on the screen, we just right click and then rotate the base to 180, and then we can get that pod surface right underneath that cutout. And then the pod that we erased, we just go get it from the library and add it back onto the rail. And of course we have to go move the pods around on the machine the way we've done it here on the screen. But once we've done this, then we're ready to run it. Now one other thing we can do, though, so in the future when we run this part again, we don't have to go through this exercise. We can save this entire list, and the list can have one part or many, but it'll save the layout for each of the parts that you've created here on the screen, so that the next time you run it, you don't have to go through this again. So we go and we save the list, and you could save it with a product number or whatever you want, however you choose to name that list. And you save it, and then the next time you go to run that, then you just go, and instead of starting a new list, you just go and open the saved list, and your pod and rail setup is already done. You just go and hit start, and those coordinates are sent out to the machine. And then regardless of which of the four types of pod positioning you have on the machine, this same system works with all of them. Whether it be the crosshair laser, the digital readouts on the front of each rail, or the automatic CNC positioning, or the fully automatic motorized system, all of them use this same pod and rail setup system to set up the pods and rails, and then save it for use the next time you run the part.